we've talked a lot about this game, but I want to talk about stuff that I know you've also seen floating around on social media regarding this game and about the I guess the assumption now that Tennessee fans are buying up all of these tickets allegedly, and they're saying 30 to 40% Vols fans in the stadium. Do you believe any of that nonsense, or is that a rumor you're just going to debunk?
Well, when I heard the word a third of the stadium, I said, "You're crazy." I wouldn't. That would be the same as if someone told me that Ohio State fans are going to go into Happy Valley and take up 30% of the stands. I'll say, dude, you're crazy. Yeah. All right, let's
come on.
I think 15% is a healthy number. I think that's a generous number.
I had a Notre Dame fan text me earlier today, and he asked me, he's like, "Hey, you've been following this? Like, is that true, or what's going on?" And I said, "Look, there is no way it's that many fans. I think it's probably going to be 20 at most, like 20%. But even then, I mean, the home field advantage would be overwhelming. I know Ohio State. I know there's a lot of Ohio State fans that I know personally that are still down about the program's outlook in general. But they've some of those guys still have season tickets and they're still going to the game. Like they're still rooting for Ohio State to win. So I think the misnomer that a bunch of Ohio State fans are just selling their tickets to get a bunch of profit, I think is kind of. I think I can debunk a lot of that. I don't think that's totally true. I think it's true in some cases, but to have any sort of fantasy that Tennessee is going to have 30, 40,000 people in the stands is nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
Yeah, I just, dude, I felt people forget, man. Everything we see on the internet isn't real. There's a lot of people in Columbus and in Ohio in general who want to go to that game are going to be there. There's no 30%. That's a lot of people. What Ohio State was 106?
Yeah, it's just under 106. It's like 105.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Something, but yeah. Yeah, but that's talking like 33,000 fans. No way. There's no way. I don't think that's going to happen. And again, I mean, it's going to be cold. You know how many Tennessee fans want to come up here in the cold and go to the game? Like they're not used to that.
I'm here up in Michigan, of course, and yeah, it's snowing.
It's
supposed to be 8 tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I know you weren't with us here when I was talking about the weather forecast, but the weather, I watched it before, we got on here, and they're calling it for, at game time, be 25 degrees with a wind chill in the teens. And then by the end of the game, it's going to be 21 degrees with a wind chill in the teens. Now,
so if the wind chill's in the teens, you're talking it's probably going to feel like 5 to 10.
No, I mean, the wind chill is going to feel like, they say it's going to feel like 18 or 19. It's not going to be very strong. No, the temperature
okay. You did say it's not going to be windy. You did say it's not too windy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's not going to be that windy. It's going to be like 5-mile-an-hour wind. But when it's that cold, there's still a wind chill. Like, you're still going to feel it. So, it's just going to be cold. And again, we've talked about the weather here at length. Have you thought about I guess let me ask you this. What do you think the repercussions are for this game if Ohio State wins from a recruiting standpoint? And not just high school recruits, but I'm talking transfer portal guys who are in the portal right now. What do you think a win does for their recruiting efforts?
Nothing.
Really? You don't think it helps them at all?
No. I don't.
Why?
I think a first round win doesn't get you much. I think you go and beat Oregon. You did something. Game past the first round for Ohio State is what we expect. From the beginning of this. So if you go and beat Oregon, I think that does something for recruiting. If you go and beat Georgia, I don't think Georgia's going to make it. I actually have Notre Dame beating Georgia, but I don't think Tennessee pushes the needle.
Okay, I'm going to disagree with you there. I think it
Okay.
helps the recruiting efforts. Maybe not specifically with the high school kids, but I think in the transfer portal, I think it might help.
How do you where do you think it would help?
So
Or why?
yeah, so
How?
the reason I
Mhm.
think it will help the transfer portal is because I think what'll happen, and I don't necessarily think this is the right move, but I think it's probably the more likely move. The more I hear
Mhm.
is if Ohio State beats Tennessee, Ross Bjork's going to talk himself into keeping Ryan Day another year. And transfer portal kids, they don't enter the portal to a new program, to a program with a brand new coach. Like if that coach is gone, like they're not going to go to there. So I think that would help get Ohio State some transfer portal kids if Day ends up winning this game and then he stays.
Yeah.
Now, do I think it's a huge boost in the portal? No, but I think I think it does help. Now, I think losing this game definitely hurts recruiting on all fronts because then I think all bets are off as far as Ryan Day staying, and I think that's the way it should be. But that positive recruiting, I think that can help a little bit.